You think you're nervous?
Thank you, Iris Strauss, for playing a song that reminds us to turn our eyes upon Jesus. I am Chaplain Ann Weaver, and I welcome the family and the friends of 5 residents who have died in recent months to this service of remembrance. We will give thanks for the lives of Donald Campbell, Grace Stauffer, Martha Stahl-Nisley, Lila Neufeld, and Dorothy Beach. Each one of them enriched our campus and has enriched your lives. And we hope that this service stimulates healthy grief as well as gratitude. Henry Nouwen, a Catholic priest, wrote a piece entitled, "The Unifying Love of God." When your deepest self is connected with the deepest self of another, that person's absence may be painful, but it will lead you to a profound communion with the person, because loving each other is loving God. When the place where God dwells in you is intimately connected where God dwells in the other, the absence of the other person is not destructive. On the contrary, it will challenge you to enter more deeply into communion with God, the source of all unity and community among people. I invite David Thompson to sing "In the Garden," a beautiful song about unity and community.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he talks with me and he walks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Thank you so much, David. Before we remember our loved ones, we want to thank Anita Hershey, the daughter of the late Ben Hershey, for donating a new chime to this chapel, which we will begin to use today. After we read the obituary of each resident, you will hear the chime and we will pause for a moment of reflection. So let us remember our loved ones. Donald E. Campbell, 94, formerly of Willow Street, passed away on August 29 at Landis Homes. He was the husband of the late Arlene Campbell, and they had been married for 60 years at her passing. Born in Quakertown, he was the son of the late Zeno and Eleanor Agar Campbell. Don started his education in a one-room schoolhouse for 8 years with the same teacher and was a graduate of Quakertown High School, a Bachelor of Education from Elizabethtown College, and a master's from Temple University. He started his long educational career at Solanco School District, where he was a business education teacher and class advisor. He then taught business at Octorara and Coatesville school districts. Lastly, he became Lampeter-Strasburg School District's first business manager. He was with the district for 30 years. And when he retired, he was recognized with the school board proclamation. In addition, the new administration building was dedicated to him, and the building plaque states, quote, "He had the ability to perceive the needs of the school district and the courage to see that they were accomplished," end of quote. He was an associate member of Faith United Methodist Church and served as an usher and chairperson of the Expansion Committee. He was also a member of Bohm's United Methodist Church, formerly a member of St. Paul's United Methodist Church, Lancaster. He served as a teacher of the couples class for 30 years and served on many committees. Service to the community was important to Don. He was a lifetime member of the Willow Street Lions Club and was honored as Lion of the Year, key member, and Melvin Jones Fellow. Served on the West Lampeter Planning Commission and was judge of elections for West Lampeter Locust. He cherished time with his family, particularly his grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He also enjoyed watching sports. Surviving is a son, Gary, married to Cindy Charles Campbell, a daughter, Carol, married to Richard Kelsel, one granddaughter, 2 grandsons, and 2 great-grandchildren. He was preceded in death by his wife, parents, a grandson, Ian Andrew Campbell, brothers Forrest and Ray Campbell, and sisters Ethel Bleem and Marjorie Cooker. Funeral services were held on Saturday, September 14 at Faith United Methodist Church with Pastor Jason Perkowski officiating. The family received friends prior to the service, and there was a private interment in the Bohms United Methodist Church Cemetery. We remember Don Campbell and all who love him.
I'm Chaplain Kathy Miles. We remember Grace F. Stauffer, 102, formerly of East Petersburg, and she went home to be with the Lord on Wednesday, September 11th at Landis Homes. Born in Raffo Township, she was the daughter of the late Elam Robert and Margaret Floyd Brubaker. She was the loving wife of the late Pastor Clarence S. Stauffer, who died in 2015. Grace enjoyed being a homemaker most of her adult years. In her earlier years, Grace also worked for John F. Cope Company, processing asparagus and sweet corn, and grew rhubarb for sale. Grace and Clarence enjoyed trips through most U.S. states, to Central and South America, to Europe, Middle East, and Australia. Grace loved to care for plants, especially large ferns. She grew a large vegetable garden and loved to spend time with her family. Grace was an avid newspaper reader and self-educated on living a healthy lifestyle. She was a member of the former Kaufman's Mennonite Church, Mannheim, where she taught Sunday school and Bible school. Grace also volunteered at the Mount Joy Gift and Thrift Shop. Surviving is a daughter, Nancy, wife of Ivan Wenger, a son, David, husband of Barbara Ruth Stauffer, 8 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and 2 brothers, James and Luke Brubaker. She was preceded in death by a daughter, Joyce Enck, son-in-law, Irvin Enck, and 2 sisters, Dorothy Crable Hershey and Lois Peters. Relatives and friends were respectfully invited to attend Grace's funeral service at Crossings Community Church, formerly Ersman's Mennonite Church, on Saturday, September 21st. There was a viewing at the church on Saturday morning until the time of the service. Interment in Ersman Mennonite Cemetery immediately followed the service, and a luncheon was held at the church. We remember Grace Stauffer and all who love her.
Anna Martha Stahl Nisley, 93, died peacefully on Wednesday, September 11, at Landis Homes. Born in Lampeter, she was the daughter of the late Paul and Anna Mary Groff Denlinger. Anna was the loving wife of the late Clayton Nisley, who died in May of 2023. Her first husband was Pastor Omar Stahl, who died in June of 2002. Martha was a second-grade teacher in the Pequea Valley School District at Paradise Elementary School. She received a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Eastern Mennonite University and continued her education, obtaining a master's degree in elementary education and a certificate in school counseling from Millersville University. Martha attended Crossings Community Church, formerly known as Erisman's Mennonite Church in Mannheim. During her early years, she and her first husband, Omar, were missionaries, serving 4 years through Eastern Mennonite missions in Neuburg, Germany. Martha was a self-taught artist, working with watercolor, and enjoyed creating beautiful paintings for friends and family. Martha was a prolific writer throughout her life, publishing 4 books titled Real People, Second Wife, Amanda's Father, and By Birth or by Choice, Who Can Become a Mennonite? She also wrote articles in various publications nationally. Surviving are 2 sisters, Edna Weaver and Lois Boyer. 2 stepdaughters, Rachel Stahl, married to Dale Walton, and Barbara, wife of Marlon Good. Preceding her in death is a stepson, John Daniel Stahl, a sister, Betty Denlinger, and a brother, Earl Denlinger. The family wishes to thank Landis Homes for their extraordinary care and support for Martha. Relatives and friends were respectfully invited to attend Martha's celebration of life in the West Bethany Chapel at Landis Homes on Friday, September 20. There was a viewing in the chapel before the time of the service, and interment was in the Bosler Mennonite Cemetery. We remember Anna Martha Stahl Nisley, her sister Edna Weaver, who lives at Landis Homes, and all who love her.
Lila Neufeld, 96, passed away on Wednesday, September 11th at Landis Homes. Born October 8, 1927, in Lustra, Montana, she was the daughter of the late Abraham and Agatha Neufeld Fast and was the wife of the late Helmut Neufeld Jr., who passed away in 2017. Lila was a member of Forest Hills Mennonite Church, Leola. Lila was a person who thought of others before herself. During the first year of the pandemic, her church delivered monthly care packages to those living in care facilities. One of those bags included a 40-day kindness challenge. Every day, Lila wrote on a paper chain a way that she showed kindness and linked each day together. Her chain links were added to chains made by others in the congregation, and they were strung around the church on Easter morning. Lila found a way to spread love and kindness to those around her. She was a regular participant in knotting comforters at Forest Hills. During her working years, Lila worked as a secretary for the Mennonite Central Committee and Fulton Bank, both in Akron. Lila is survived by two brothers, Arlie and Harry, two sisters-in-law, Elizabeth and Marcella, along with nieces and nephews. Lila always kept up with the news of her family, even though they lived at a distance. In addition to her husband and parents, she was preceded in death by four sisters, Adela Dick, Adeline Fast, Frances Becker, and Alice Brushoff, as well as 7 brothers, Arthur, Arnold, Alvin, Ferdinand, Sam, Leslie, and Herbert. A viewing was held on Wednesday, September 18 at West Bethany Chapel, followed by her funeral service with Pastor John Carlson officiating. Interment took place in Wolf Cemetery. We remember Lila Neufeld and all who love her.
Dorothy T. Beach, 90, of Ephrata, passed away on Friday, September 13 at Landis Homes. She was born in Shamokin to the late Benjamin and Verna Grabowski Dan Savage, and was the wife of the late Richard E. Beach, who passed away in 2016. She was a member of Grace Fellowship Church in Ephrata. During her working years, Dorothy was a lunch aid worker for the Ephrata Area School District. She worked there for 19 years prior to her retirement in 2000. In her free time, Dorothy enjoyed shopping and dining out with friends, and she always enjoyed conversation with her table mates in the Cedar dining room. Dorothy is survived by her brother, Benjamin Dan Savage of Birmingham, Alabama, as well as several nieces and nephews. She was preceded in death by her husband, Richard E. Beach, a daughter, Kimberly Beach, a sister, Rose Hurt, and a brother, Robert Dan Savage. A graveside service was held on Friday, October 4 at Bergstrasse Lutheran Cemetery in Ephrata. We remember Dorothy Beach and all who love her.
As our service of remembrance draws to a close, I will share words of hope and comfort. Peace I give to you, my own peace I give you. A peace the world cannot give, this is my gift to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. John 14:27. God is my strength, my shield. My heart puts its trust in God. I have been helped. My flesh has bloomed again. I thank God with all my heart. Psalm 28:7. This I believe. I shall see the goodness of God in the land of the living. Put your hope in God Be strong. Let your hearts be bold. Put your hope in God. Psalm 27, 13 and 14. I, for my part, like an olive tree growing in the house of God, I will put my trust in God's love forever and ever. Psalm 52, 8. All-loving God, thank you for the gift of these precious loved ones in our lives. Take our sad and aching hearts and comfort us. God of the sorrowing, draw near with your divine love. Amen.